welcome guys to another video here on the channel. We are situated at Shoreham in the UK today in X-Plane 11 and we are in the RAF S. Now today, particularly when at the time of this recording anyway, the UK is getting battered by some ferocious winds that are coming in from the west side of the country, and with it it's bringing some pretty heavy rain and some awful visibility. So I thought, why not jump in the Marchetti and let's see what this aircraft can do with its newly equipped G1000 and lid rain effects that we've installed recently. I'll just bring up our flight plan. Very simple really. We're going to start here at Shoreham, then we're going to head to Stapleford, which is a very nice airfield near London, all kitted out with the Orbx treatment, as well as the East Midlands as well. We're going to head there, which is Echo Golf November X-ray, and then a bit of a wild card, shall we say, we're going to head to Waddington, which is very near where I live. Very busy airport, base rather these days, home to the rivet joint and the AWAC aircraft surveillance, as well as all the drones and everything like that. So it's a very top secret airfield these days. It used to have a annual air show which I went to every year, but unfortunately that stopped. Then we're going to head to our final destination, Leeds Bradford. Now Leeds Bradford is notorious for being a very challenging place to land, being right on top of a hill. The winds are looking at the moment gusting to around 40 miles an hour in this little Marchetti. So yeah, if you want to know how this plays out, guys, feel free to make yourself a brew and come join me. But first of all, we need to get some information. We're going to use the X-Plane map today. We're going to keep things fairly simple in terms of our navigation, that is, not so much about the flying. That's going to be pretty difficult. And we're just going to get our information, 13097. Now, if there is one bad point about this aircraft, if I could be really picky, it is the way you have to kind of manipulate the controllers. Now, I think there is a solution. I think someone has actually posted a better way of being able to, use it more conventionally by going up and sort of, turning the knobs as you normally would. And I need to get that mod installed because it is a bit of a pain.
Shoreham information Foxtrot.
Okay.
1200 Zulu weather.
Definitely got
Wind 190 at 10. Visibility 2. Rain. Sky condition 600 broken. 27,500 scattered. Temperature 12. Dew point 10. Altimeter 2941.
2941.
Arriving runway 20. Departing runway 20. Advise on initial contact.
Okay.
You have Foxtrot.
We have Foxtrot. Okay, as we taxi out here, we can enjoy some of this very nice scenery, including a RAF King Air parked up there. And what's that? A Beechcraft 400A and another King Air civilian one. I can feel the wind already. I'm being pushed around on the taxiway. It feels strange because even though we're in the depths of winter, you can see it feels quite almost like spring with all these flowers and overgrown grass here at Shoreham. And I've got to say as well, as I'm taxiing, I just love how the Oculus asynchronous time warp does its thing. There's nothing like it. It really is fantastic. As we're seeing a train there into view, all in the proper regional colours. That reminds me, I've actually bought Train Sim World a while ago in the sale, and I really need to give it a go. Anyway, yeah, the asynchronous time warp means that I can quite comfortably live with 20 frames per second if need be. I'm actually 27 frames locked at the moment using the OVR tool. It makes everything silky smooth in the RAF S. I'm a huge fan of the RAF S, guys. I've always been a huge fan, and I know some of you guys on the channel have one, and they really are. It's a fantastic value headset. Nothing wrong with it at all, and at the moment, I'll just show you as I get lined up. My super sampling is at 2. Now that is actually more taxing than the reverb. if I took that band down to auto, I'd probably be getting about just under 40 frames per second. But in the reverb, I can actually get 45 frames per second in this aircraft, even with the native resolution. So quite interesting there. Right, so we're going to take our flaps down a little bit here, a bit more than normal because it's a short runway. Get our trim wheel all sorted. There we go. Make sure that our CDI is on. Yes, it is. Good. Just checking. Very nice. And we're going to hand fly as much as we can, really. I don't want to just rely on the autopilot. Not in an aircraft like this. It doesn't seem right to me. But we will certainly need it at some stage, particularly if the visibility gets any worse than this. We're not going to see much, so this is surrounded by a lot of hills, so we're going to probably shoot right up to about 3,000 feet, straight into IMC conditions. We are all set. Let's go. Just get ourselves sorted here. Here we go. Mixture fully rich. Keep checking all those pressures and temperatures. To be fair, I didn't actually do a run up. Probably should have done that, but never mind. We're going to risk it today. Which, considering the type of aircraft this is probably a foolish move. Hopefully I won't pay for that later on. Being very ginger with the power settings here. Back a bit. Come on, I already feel she wants to lift. So there we go. Oh, I just love this aircraft. Gear up. Feeling that wind already. Might get a very, very quick glimpse of the ground before we head into those IMC conditions. It's going to be a challenging flight today. I was actually going to just tell you what date it is today so you could try it out yourself, but I don't actually know what the date is today. That's good, isn't it? I think it's... I'll tell you what, I'll just add it in as a bit of text just there. So if you want to try this particular weather scenario yourself, if you've got active sky, you can use historical weather. Fantastic feature. And to be honest, I'm missing one other thing of the G1000 that I'm used to in the TBM, and that is synthetic vision. I'll tell you what though, we're breaking out. I think, as I said when I was on the ground, it felt quite foggy, and I think it actually is quite foggy on the coast today. So I'm hoping the visibility will be a bit better inland. Okay, flaps are coming up. That was quite a sprightly takeoff, because I wanted to clear, make sure that I could maintain visual with the ground, and you see there, look, that is quite close to us, so we've got to be very careful. And we are right on course straight away, so we'll probably, yeah, as I say, we'll climb up to 3,000 feet. So I wasn't expecting it to clear as quick as this, so that's good. So the aircraft sounds a little rough, the engine, so I'm just going to add a bit of carb heat because we have just gone through some cloud. And take the boost pump off. We didn't put our landing light on or our strobes. Oh dear. Slacking. It's all that flying and Aerofly. That's the only thing with Aerofly, as much as I love that sim, absolutely love it to bits, it sets you into bad habits because you don't really need to pay as much attention to being completely realistic. Having said that, I am absolutely loving Aerofly. And the R22, I'm getting better and better all the time, especially now that I've customised my controls better with that aircraft. I'm finding that I'm really getting a good feel for hovering and landing in tight spots. I was flying around Los Angeles the other day and managed to land at a few really high tall skyscrapers right on top of a massive bank. It's quite a feeling actually, and the feeling, you always feel vertigo as you look down and think, wow, that is actually really high up. Okay, I've got a bit high here just because of that cloud cover coming into view. So I think we'll go up to 4,000 feet. There we go. Okay, so we're going to back off the power now. It's weird. I keep looking for those steam gauges. It's quite strange feeling flying in this aircraft because I just know it so well, yet it's been upgraded with this G1000 I never used to be such a massive fan of the G1000. I am more of a steam gauge guy. But I must admit, I'm getting more used to it now, especially with the TBM. We're nicely trimmed here. So we're going to build the speed up a bit now. We can kick that manifold pressure in a bit. I'd like ideally to be at 25 squared. See if we can aim for that. Hands-on flight, this one. Looking very nice above the cloud. As I say, there's some pretty awful storms sweeping across the UK at the moment. And I just, you know, if we ever get a bit of bad weather, it's a fantastic excuse to go flying in it. Because, you know, it's just great fun, great challenge. Stabilised here, and we will have a quick look outside. Unmistakable whistle. Very, very nice indeed. As you can see, we are sporting the red Belgium livery today. Looking very nice and very photogenic, I must say. This aircraft is definitely a looker. It's gorgeous. And paying particular attention to every noise, every creak, every little sound of this aircraft, because it's a living, breathing aircraft. As good as any A2A aircraft before it, and yeah, you need to pay attention, without a doubt. So we're currently 31 miles away from not East Midlands, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, from Stapleford. And I've no idea if we will even be able to get in there, because that is a little airfield strip. And if the visibility is too low, we may have to bug out and continue on to East Midlands, but we shall see. We're only 8 minutes away, according to our ETA there, so we will find out very shortly. Now this aircraft, just like the TBM, simulates icing. In fact, there was one flight I did do once, not that long ago. I flew to the Isle of Man in this aircraft in X-Plane 11, not in real life, but that would be amazing. And as I was descending through the cloud and it was raining, sheets of ice started to appear on the canopy and on the leading edges, and I was like, oh my god, I must have like, I don't know, 100 hours in this aircraft, and I've never experienced that before. So that was a bit scary, but also very impressive. Hopefully though, as impressive as that is, that won't happen today. We'll have to keep an eye. The outside temperature at the moment is 2 Celsius, which is prime time for ice, particularly if we get any moisture, which we actually are today. So this is a bit of a risky flight, but where there is risk, there is fun, particularly when you're flying in VR in a safe environment with my doggies all around me. Although, I must admit, I don't have a cup of tea, that's the only thing I don't have. Maybe we can land at one of the airports and get a quick brew. Okay, 4 minutes away. We are going to start descending now, just so we get a bit of an idea of what we're going to be greeted with this cloud layer here. Say we're using Active Sky for our weather engine. Never fly without it in X-Plane or in Prepared. It is the quintessential weather tool, it really is, without sounding like a salesman. It is superb. Sounding a bit rough, this engine. I'm going to pull in some carb icing here. There is every chance this flight will end in disaster, and no matter what happens, this is going on YouTube. So, we shall see. Of course, as soon as you back off and throttle, that is a good opportunity for ice to build up in the engine, so we've got to be careful of that. Got to be thinking like a real pilot in this aircraft. Here comes the rain, and with it the moisture, and with it icing probably. Oh, I love those effects. You can even hear them. But we're going to try and get in Stapleton if we can. Push our sails on the aircraft to the limit. This all does go pear-shaped. At least the investigation will conclude that the reason why the pilot was flying in such adverse conditions is because he wanted to check out his new lib brain effects. That will be the conclusion to the investigation. Okay, right, so the visibility is actually improving here, and we've got a pretty good view of the runway, so we're going to go for it. One thing I have noticed about this lib brain effect for the Marchetti is you have to have quite a substantial amount of rain for it to show on the windscreen. Now I can see it quite well in VR, you know, the odd droplet of rain, which is very nice, but you probably won't see that so well. Properly forward. Also, I can see there a beautiful view of London, the skyscrapers. That looks amazing. I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen. Again, fortunately, unless you're actually in VR yourself, you don't get the full effect. But if you want to try this little route out with this weather, I would highly recommend it. Okay, concentrate now. Feel that wind battering the aircraft here. I think it's straight down the runway, so we'll drop in there. Oh, that's a massive bounce, but we'll try and keep calm, and there we go. Wow. Okay. Check the maintenance hang on that one. Right, so up we go. And a quick view outside. Very nice indeed. Very, very good. Right, okay. We need now to make sure we are heading in the right direction. So next destination is East Midlands Airport. As you can see, there's a nice area of very high-res ortho surrounding Stapleford. So again, it's a very decent airfield to get from Orbx. I feel like the weather has improved slightly here, which is strange because it is getting worse throughout the night. But I think it's mainly that wind and areas of heavy rain, so have visual with East Midlands. You can't miss it. It's absolutely massive, and I'm really pleased that the visibility is holding up. I knew we'd have issues with the wind, to say the least, but as long as we can see the ground, that is going to make life a bit easier for us. So, because of the high winds and the turbulence and wind shear we're experiencing here, we're going to make sure that we keep our speed a little bit higher than normal on approach. That's that engine, it's struggling. We're going to put full mixture rich now, prop fully forward, but we're going to take that manifold pressure back. Boost pumps coming on, landing lights coming on, and we're going to put a bit of carb heat because we're taking some of that power out off the engine, which is going to create an opportunity for ice to build up. We need to slow down. Don't want to be quite this quick. See the cooling towers there? Still with no smoke arising from them, which would be nice. Orbx. Okay, we're going to go to the right hand side of the runway, and then we're going to crab in, because we've got a 31 knot crosswind right now, and that is gusting as well. It's probably about 40 knots. You probably can't see from that screen, but I can see, and I can quite clearly see out the window what this is doing to the aircraft. So that extra speed is going to be needed. Flaps, we're going to just leave them probably 15 degrees there. We're going to crab in here. So you'll be pleased to know, guys, I'm going to shut up now and focus on this landing. Boy, this is windy. This is so cool. Screenshot time. Look at the crab angle we've got going here. But we're on the glide slope. Fire engine there standing by. Okay, we're going to kick in a boot full of right rudder. We're going to float a bit, but that's okay. I'm concerned about getting the aircraft down on the numbers. Just getting it down safely is all I care about with this wind. Okay, into wind. Try not to bounce. There we go. Keep the left wing down. Still feeding in that rudder, and we will gradually increase speed once again, and we will take off. I'm pleased with that. I'm happy with that in those sorts of conditions, and we can have a little glimpse of East Midlands as we take off. We're feeling brave. Maybe we go outside. Minutes to run to RAF Waddington. That airfield, or airbase shall I say, I keep saying airfield, holds a very special place in my heart, as I must have been to every single air show since probably 92, 93, and they have had some absolutely incredible, very memorable air shows over the years, including the, I don't know if you remember the test pilots, a twin pair of Su-27 flankers, and they were crazy. This was before all of the stringent air show rules and regulations kicked in. I remember a couple of actually crazy manoeuvres. One where there is a Su-27 flanker doing a wheelie down the runway as another one came from the other direction, probably just below the speed of sound, at probably about 50 feet. Unbelievable, and there's just so many crazy manoeuvres. In fact, actually, they did crash at RAF Fairford eventually, and I think it was at that point where there was quite a few crashes going on. And admittedly, you know, the rules had to be re-looked at. I think, to be honest, they've gone the other way now and gone ridiculous, and it's killing the airshow scene in the UK off, which is just a great shame since the Shoreham disaster, but that's another video for another time. But yeah, Waddington, I've had so many amazing memories of air shows there, and I was very lucky enough to land there once with my pilot friend, and I managed to somehow randomly have, what was it, not scrambled eggs, it was bangers and mash with the station commander, basically right next to the Vulcan, the XM607 Vulcan, that's on display there, watching guard over the base. And that is the actual Vulcan that made all Vulcans famous, obviously during the Falklands raid at Port Stanley. And that is just being, well, it's just rotting basically outside. Oh, it's such a shame. XM607 Vulcan is over there. You probably can't see very well. Sits outside there, guarding the base. I've got an amazing shot actually of that aircraft with the last flying Vulcan right next to it. Look at that, amazing. Now this isn't too bad. The wind is 34 knots right now, it's going back down to 30, so it is tricky, but we can do this. Oh god. Settle down nicely. Nice, right, power back in. We are airborne once again, and let's go outside once again. Have a look at that amazing scenery. Okay, right, now time to head back on our flight plan for our last airfield of the day, Leeds Bradford. Gone into the cloud a bit here, but it's been thoroughly enjoyable. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me on this daring mission to brave the UK storms right now. But my choice of headset for this has been perfect. I think the Rift S is made for X-Plane right now in terms of performance. It's been solid and smooth the whole time. It's been really nice, and I cannot wait to see what Vulcan's going to do. And you probably already know. I've probably already put a video up about it. I am very concerned as well that this next leg, the ground's going to rise up quite a bit. Oh crap! What's just happened? Have we run out of fuel? Okay, yes we have. Oh my god. That was my first reaction, was to think, damn it, I've run out of fuel. Which was weird because we should have enough. Okay. Panic over. We'll continue onwards. Whew. My god, that was scary. The reason why I didn't think there was an engine failure is because I'm really being careful with it. I'm doing everything by the book, really, in terms of just really looking after it in this weather. So, yeah. Dipping in and out of this cloud here. But as I was saying, the ground is going to rise. We're going to be heading into Yorkshire. So, we can't really stay at this altitude. At least we'll have an ILS if we need it for this last leg. We've got another crosswind here, guys, so check out this crazy crab angle. I might even, if I remember, try and do a replay. Oh my goodness me. Just going to do a screenshot. Sorry guys, can't help it, got to get a screenshot in. Now this is the opposite way we did it East Midlands, so we need to crab him from right hand side, and then we're going to make sure that we keep that left wing down. Oh goodness me, wind is giving me all sorts of problems here. Funny runway, just calm, we always go around. We have to settle her down. On this centre line, no, damn it. Really didn't think I was going to get a bounce there. Never mind, that's fine in these conditions. I think that's forgivable. And we are down, guys. Leeds Bradford. Welcome. Welcome to the Marchetti. Whew. That's been a fantastic flight. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Get off this runway here, clean up. Since it's not raining, we'll open the canopy. Off, screw off, turn it off. She can come back a bit. And we have a bit of live traffic coming in. See what happens. This is live traffic, guys. It's coming in right now. Goodness knows what wind's battling with. Ooh, very nice landing. Live traffic is so awesome. I love it. I love that feature. Orbx, you need to have that in all of your big airports. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.